Hi there, and welcome to A New Way to Age with Medical Aesthetics. So today's show, we're going to have a really great show today. So today's show, we're going to actually feature the HCG diet, and we're going to have a live client who's lost 100 and something pounds on this program. I'll be sitting with Dr. Walter. Also coming up, we are going to focus on a new procedure that is new here to medical aesthetics, and it's called cool lifting. It is an instant gratification machine if you're looking for something to get rid of those fine lines and wrinkles quickly. I will also be interviewing the SkinMedica line rep that we have here at Medical Aesthetics, because we use the product with the cool lifting as well. And so we're looking forward to today's show. Hope you enjoy. Hi everyone, and welcome to A New Way to Age. I'm sitting in Medical Aesthetics today and with Dr. Walter again, Medical Director of Medical Aesthetics of New England. Today's show is going to be a little different. The last shows that we focused on were the hormone therapy treatments that they offer here at Medical Aesthetics. But today's show is going to be all about the HCG diet, which they offer here. So that's kind of a mouthful, but Dr. Walter, what is the HCG diet and the HCG component?
So the diet is it's a full program. We use a medication called HCG, and it stands for human chorionic gonadotrophin. I'm just going to call it HCG from now on. It's done with injections. It's a very low-calorie diet, and it's very, very effective. The shots people sometimes worry about because they have needle phobia. But if you already look online, there's a video that we have on our website where I show people in detail how to do it. And when you come in and start the diet, I show them specifically how to do the shots. And at most, it's like a mosquito bite. It's not like a vaccine or anything that people get worried about.
Okay, so it doesn't hurt, so that's a good thing, because I'm sure the minute people hear injection, they get a little bit worried about that.
Right.
So I read up on the HCG diet, and it consists of a 500-calorie diet itself.
Yep.
So that's, I can hear people saying, well, if I ate 500 calories, I would lose weight anyway. So why is this different than any other diet?
I mean, I hear people say that to me all the time too, and my answer is yes, 500 calories, people can lose weight, but have you ever tried it? And it makes it really difficult to stay on it for more than a few days. So what the HCG does, it actually makes the hunger less of an issue. It's not really an appetite suppressant, which is important because some of the prescription medications are appetite suppressants, and they can have issues with blood pressure or heart rate, and this doesn't do that at all. People have to remember they're not living on 500 calories a day. A woman might be living in 1,800 or 2,000, a man might be 2,400 or more, and you're actually taking in 500 calories, which is part of the diet, and all the rest of that's coming from stored fat, so you're getting it from here and here, and that's how you lose the weight. The people, our most common program is a 40-day program, and people will lose 20 to 25 pounds on an average, and that's most people. We've had a few older people that are not that active, and they've lost maybe 16 or 17 pounds over the 40 days. And we've had other people lose 40 pounds, but that's really kind of an exception. So 20 to 25, if you figure on half a pound a day for the 40 days and feeling good and having, it being a safe diet, it's really quite effective, and people really like doing it besides seeing the weight loss.
Sure. So there's a 40-day, and there's another one too, correct?
21
day. Okay.
Yeah, you basically get twice as much for just a little bit extra money. We steer people very specifically towards the 40-day because the science really shows it takes 20 to 28 days to change habits. And if you do a 21, you lose the weight. But again, the long-term goal is to keep the weight off. Mm-hmm. The other important thing we haven't talked about yet is we have a diet coach, and she's lost about 85, 90 pounds in the diet before she even worked with us, and she's a very important part of this because she helps people through all the nuances and the day-to-day issues that sometimes can crop up.
Okay, all right. So I can see it's for men and women.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody just calls and says, I'm still so hungry, is there something that they can get for that?
There's a prescription that I'll give, and we try not to. I don't start out with people getting the prescription because, again, that is a stimulant. It is effective, but most people by the end of the first week, they just find that they sometimes have to remind themselves to eat. So it is available, but again, I don't just give that automatically. Some diets, you just get that and head out the door. The other thing is with the diet coach here and people have access to us during all the diet. And during the whole time, they can text or email or give us a call or call the diet coach just to kind of help them through. Sometimes there'll be a few days where you may not lose weight, and the people get kind of upset about that, and it just helps explain to them that's part of the process.
I see. So I have read where there's drops for HCG, but you find that the injections are the way that people really lose the weight.
The drops, the injections are much more consistent. The drops, there's homeopathic drops, and the FDA actually said a few years ago that those are illegal. There's also non-homeopathic drops, but they really have to be taken in a very specific way, and most people don't do that correctly. We just find the shots are just consistent, and if people do the HCG diet here, they get everything just all in one package. They get the medication, they get all the syringes, they get the rubbing alcohol to clean the skin, they get a little sharps container. Probably 12 or 15 different things we send them on the internet about the diet, how to travel with it, what kind of moisturizers to use, those kind of things.
Okay.
Because very important is it's not only losing weight, it's keeping it off. And people, I think, understand that if they go back to eating like they did before, the weight's going to come back on again.
Just like any other diet.
Yep. It's a low-carb diet, too. It's that part's a little bit similar to the Atkins, but I think the HCG injections are what's unique.
Okay, so basically it's no carbs, no oil, no sugar,
right,
no fat.
Yeah, it's very prescribed. It's very, there's a list of proteins, a list of carbohydrates, which is very small, list of vegetables, and list of fruits.
Okay. So, Dr. Walter, are there any side effects from doing the HCG diet?
Yeah, there's basically two side effects. One is for women who still have periods. It can sometimes change their period just for that cycle. A little bit shorter, a little bit longer, more cramping, less cramping, a little more bleeding, less bleeding. But by the time they're off the HCG, then that goes back to normal. The other side effect that we've almost eliminated is that sometimes if you look online, places will say people get weak or dizzy or lightheaded. And I think what happens is people really don't realize how dehydrated they can get, because if you have that much food and you go down to 500 calories, there's obviously less food. But there's also water in the food, and there's water in the potato chips and the hamburger and the buns and everything else. And over a few days, people don't drink as much water. So we really, really stress water drinking, and we hit that over and over again. And occasionally people call back and say, I don't feel good. The first thing we ask them is we discuss about the water intake that they have.
Okay. So people must be really excited if they're going to lose half a pound a day, and they do the 40 days.
Yeah.
Is there can they go right back on the HCG diet?
Usually it's a pretty intensive diet, so if they want to do a second round, if they have 50 or 100 pounds to lose, they can do multiple rounds worth of the diet, but usually there's a break of 6 weeks or sometimes even longer in between.
Okay.
The other thing that's important to realize is the diet's really the first of two phases, and there's 4 phases of the diet. The third and the fourth phase are more food and eventually bring the carbs back in. But we help you do that because otherwise, again, if you go back to old habits, you're just going to gain the weight back again.
Okay. And so just in closing, the HCG, that's a component, that's something that pregnant women produce in their body.
Yep. We use a very small amount, and pregnant women get 100 times more sometimes or more. So we're not trying to make women look pregnant. We're not trying to, a man won't have a positive pregnancy test, a woman won't have a positive pregnancy test.
Okay.
We've checked that before.
Okay, that was my question, if that was going to happen.
It won't.
Okay, great.
And it doesn't make you feel like you're pregnant either.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
The opposite of a diet, right? Exactly. Right. So, Dr. Walter, what is the highest weight loss that's been recorded here at Medical Aesthetics?
Our record over several sessions is 110 pounds. And
Wow.
we've had a number of people with just one cycle lose 40 pounds. But again, that's not what everybody does. That's really kind of the exception.
Okay, all right.
And most people don't need to lose 110 pounds.
Right, exactly. What a difference, though, 110
lot.
pounds. Wow.
It can be very life-changing.
All right, well, thank you so much for the information today about the
Thank you very much.
HCG diet. And thanks again, and thank you to ActonTV. And next, coming up, we're actually going to have a client of Medical Aesthetics. His name is Mark, and he's had amazing success on the HCG diet. So listen to what he has to say. And so the last thing I know we really wanted to touch base with you on is the HCG Diet Program. When you first came to the office, that was pretty much your main concern. You wanted to do the HCG diet. Can you explain the process that you've been through?
I did the injections. It's a low calorie. I mean, if you stick to it, I think they may have said that I hit their record. I lost 45 pounds in 43 days.
Wow.
So it really was a huge difference. And then I did it a second time, and that was probably good for about another 30 pounds.
Okay, great. Wow. So when was that, Mark? When did you start?
I started in June.
Okay. And you've maintained the weight loss?
Yes.
After the program, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty close to, I mean, of course you gotta, keep an eye on it and, make sure you don't go off too much. But the reason why I did it, is, for me, I tried low carbs and stuff like that, which years ago worked. The last time I tried low carbs, it didn't work. And for me, and I don't know what it would be for other people, but for me, it was like a miracle drug.
Really?
I mean, 43 days. And it is hard work, but when you're losing weight, a pound or more a day, it's pretty easy to stay motivated.
Right.
When you do other types of diets and you lose maybe 2 pounds in 2 weeks, it's really hard to stay motivated.
Sure. So with the program, you meet with the doctor, and when you sign up to do the program, you have injections that you do yourself, correct?
Correct.
Okay, and then there's a diet program that's included, and then you have a coach, correct? That helps you out if you have any questions.
Yes.
Okay. All of that seems to be doable. I know it's difficult for guys to be on a diet. I mean, women, I think we're so used to it. But for you, it seems to really have worked and helped and pretty easy to follow even once the program's over.
Yeah, and like I said, just having fast results makes you stay motivated.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many times that you diet and, geez, you may spend a month and lose 4 or 5 pounds, and it's really hard to stay motivated for a long period of time.
Yeah.
So when you get to go out and buy new clothes every month, it's pretty easy.
I think we all would love that, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
So you did what? There's 2 different HCG programs, right? The 21-day and the 40-day. So were you on the 40-day, or did you do one of each?
No, on both times.
Okay. Okay.
But obviously, time I was closer to where I should be.
Mm-hmm.
So, down.
Okay. So I hear you have a funny story about your license picture.
Yeah, I went in to go cash a check, and I handed my license, and they said, well, that's not you. So it was time to get a new license. Luckily, I knew somebody at the bank, but yeah, she was not going to cash a check for me.
That is amazing. So that was such a huge difference just from a headshot.
Yes.
Wow. So have people been noticing? I mean, they must have to have noticed your weight loss.
Yeah. I mean, of course, everybody notices, and of course, everybody says, oh, you look 20 years younger. Mm-hmm. So that's always good. That's good.
And just quickly, just talk a little bit about Dr. Walter and the office and how you feel how you were treated as a patient.
Oh, it's very comfortable going there. You don't feel, of course, guys going in for, diet stuff feels a little weird, and they make you feel right at home. And then, of course, they have other programs there. So that's where I saw the PRP, which I play a lot of tennis, and some of my friends have had it done outside the country. So I was shocked here that you could get it done in the country.
Okay.
And the price was very reasonable. So I jumped on that the minute I found out about it.
Okay. And so you live in New York, and there was nobody closer to you, correct, that could give all these treatments for you and make it so comfortable for you?
I don't know. The HCG, I never found anybody closer.
Okay.
The PRP, just because of being there, and of course, once you meet these people, you're comfortable. Mm-hmm. I don't know somewhere else anyways.
Right.
So, yeah, a lot of that had to do with you're just comfortable there.
Okay.
So, I mean, I would not go anywhere else at this point, even though there may be somewhere closer.
Mm-hmm. Well, that speaks volumes then for Dr. Walter and the staff at Medical Aesthetics of New England. That's great.
Yes, it is. They're really great there.
Great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thanks for coming back. So right now I'm standing here with Kathleen. She's a representative of SkinMedica, the line that we carry here at Medical Aesthetics. So Kathleen, just give us a little info on why HA5 and what it does for the skin.
Sure. So HA5 is a rejuvenating hydrator, and this is one of our newer products, been on the market for about 2 years. And when this launched, it was the most successful launch in our history, which is really exciting.
Wow.
The importance of this on our skin is that we need hydration. As we get older, our skin loses the ability to hold on to water. So we are dehydrated, which leaves our skin dull, lifeless, and shows the fine lines and wrinkles. So in order to improve that, we need to apply the HA5 topically, which is going to be a great complement to this service, to the Cool Lift procedure that you're introducing.
Okay.
So this works to bring the hydration back into the skin. A moisturizer is just like a Band-Aid. You can put that on every day, but it's not going to treat the source of the problem, which is dehydration. So this is like that drink of water for your skin, or you can almost think of your skin when it's young, it's like a grape. When you get old, it's like a crinkled raisin.
Right.
So HA5 is what we need daily to help bring that hydration back to your skin, and a great complement to that Cool Lift procedure that you're introducing tonight.
Okay, great. And it's cumulative, correct, when you use this product?
Yeah, it's going to work short term and long term, and I think that's one of the reasons it did so well. There's an instant gratification, and that's what we want. And that's what we love. So it's going to work short term and long term. Yeah, every day. HA5 for life. This is the homework. Your products that you take home are your homework that are going to complement your in-office procedure. It's protecting your investment, and that's really what any of the SkinMedica products are going to do. Protect the investment of the patient.
That's great.
Yeah.
So we do
work
have.
very well.
That's wonderful. Thank you, Kathleen.
Of course, thanks.
So we do have these products here at Medical Aesthetics, but you can also visit SkinMedica, and that website
It's
is
SkinMedica.com.
SkinMedica.com. And so thank you so much, Kathleen,
Yeah, my
again.
pleasure.
And I can't wait for this to happen, to watch
know.
it with the
Looking forward to
HA5
it.
too. Thank you. Today we're going to be doing a demonstration of the Cool Lift, which we have representatives here. Brendan is from
Essentials.
Essentials, and Bill is with
Cryo Concepts in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania.
Very good. So, I know this is a big thing. We're very happy to be doing this tonight. Can you explain just a little bit about the Cool Lift system and how it benefits people?
Sure. Cool lifting is a new technology that's all natural, non-invasive, that applies CO2 to the skin at the same time it's infusing the face with a topical serum of hyaluronic acid. So the benefit that clients get is total rejuvenation of the face, super hydration. We hear the word luminosity thrown around a lot, but you literally are glowing when it's done. And one of the best things for the clients is that there's no downtime. So it's a very soothing treatment. They feel great afterwards. It can be done in as little as 10 to 15 minutes after they cleanse the skin and have the treatment. So it could be done on your lunch break. And it also can be done in combination with other therapies like chemical peels or micro needling or microdermabrasion to help minimize the redness after those sorts of procedures.
Okay, great. So we do have a lot of patients that do Botox and fillers. Is this something we can do the same day that they do those procedures or not?
Great question. So we would recommend waiting 2 weeks after Botox or fillers because we want those materials to settle. And then 2 weeks later you can do a cool lifting, which again will help infuse and give that really beautiful glowing look, which everyone wants before, for example, a wedding, a red carpet treatment. This definitely fits that bill.
Right, or if you have like an Instagram account and you want to look camera ready for something like that, right?
Camera ready or selfie ready, this definitely will put you won't need a filter.
No filters.
No filter for your Instagram picture because you're going to look beautiful.
Okay, great. And Brendan, you do the Cool Lift procedures, you do the demonstrations.
Yep.
What do you hear from patients as it's going on? Is it something that's do they feel any pain or pressure or anything like that?
No, so most people will tell you that it feels slightly like freezing rain.
Okay.
Excuse me, like New Englanders are used to here. So they'll feel a little bit of a cooling, prickly sensation, but it doesn't hurt. And it actually feels refreshing after some of the treatments, like after a microneedling or a peel, it will actually cool and calm the skin.
Okay. Is there any restrictions? Like there's a lot of women that get this, so do they have to take their makeup off, like all their makeup off, or is it just, the foundation, etc.?
Yeah, we would recommend that they cleanse their skin and have a nice surface to work with, and that will allow for better penetration of the serum and the CO2.
Okay. And so it's not just for women, though, it's for men as well?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, we see a lot of guys that get it just because, again, it's a quick treatment and there's no downtime. So they can go back outside, you can, play golf and be very active and not worry about having to stay inside for, 24 or 48 hours.
Okay, and do they wash their face after the procedure is done, or do they wait a little bit longer?
So we recommend that they would allow that serum to soak into the skin. So typically about 30 to 40 minutes that will completely absorb in. It'll look like they've done nothing besides the wrinkles are gone or they've been softened.
Okay, somebody actually asked me what the difference between cool lift is and hydrofacial. Have you ever been asked that question?
So, good question. So, cool lifting is going to immediately improve the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles.
Okay.
And so it's going to turn back that clock right before your eyes. When you see the treatment, as you're actually treating the skin, you'll see those wrinkles dissipate. Hydrofacial is more of a cleansing and infusing type of treatment that will help to force serums into the skin to give you different results. If you want to infuse like peptides or antioxidants and you want to treat the skin a different way, but you won't see the same immediate outcome that you would with a cool lifting treatment.
Okay. And it doesn't need to be just done once. You can do like packages of it as well. Is that like indicated for it?
Yeah, we absolutely recommend doing a series. It's cumulative, so if you're doing treatment every 2 to 3 weeks, the results will last longer and longer, and you'll actually see better outcomes.
Okay, so that was a question I wanted to ask, is if you keep doing it, will it last a little bit longer than the 2 weeks?
Absolutely. It's like going to the gym. You have to kind of build up a little bit. You can't just go once and look great. You got to do
have muscles the first time.
Yeah, exactly.
You wish.
Exactly.
Great. Well, I think this is great. I'm so happy that you're here today. We're really looking forward to watching it and having the outcomes be seen by everybody and really promoting this.
Awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
As I'm treating, I want you to see how her skin softens right before your eyes. So it's a 4-minute treatment, okay? So it doesn't take a long time, and it's not painful. It feels a little bit like freezing rain. You'll feel like a little bit of like a prickly sensation. And basically what we're doing is we're using this device here, and it's going to dispense carbon dioxide, okay? That's what we breathe out, and a hyaluronic acid serum, okay? As this device dispenses the CO2 and the HA, it comes out cool. As the CO2 is released from the compressed state, it's in a cooler state. So we're blowing cool CO2 onto the skin and dispensing HA at the same time. What that does is the CO2 is cooling the skin and it's making our pores start to react. They're starting to open and close because of that change in temperature. As they're opening and closing, that HA, which it helps to obtain fluid and put that into the skin to hydrate it, the skin's going to kind of grab those HA molecules and it's going to give you like that plumping effect. So you're going to see the wrinkles start to slowly fade and like dissipate as we're treating. So you're actually going to see that. So as we're treating, that's why I want you guys to get close. You'll notice you'll start to see her wrinkles start to fade away right before your eyes. So right now I'm dispensing the HA. You can start to see her skin starting to change a little bit of color. Do you notice that she's getting a little pink right there? Turn your face a little bit more. Responded well under the eyes here. You can see those crow's feet have really softened up. And right now at this point it's just the CO2. We're going to continue to treat until the device stops. Okay. But her fine lines right here really softened up, and you can see that she's kind of softened out throughout the face.
Thank you to ActonTV, and we'll catch you on the next show.